Mother aside, the language was horrifyingly unladylike. She shouldn't have known the word fucking. Moreover, she shouldn't have returned cruelty with cruelty. This was exactly why Patience should have held her tongue. Apparently she wasn't the only one present who knew the power and gravity of fucking, because 3 pretty mouths fell open. The leader of the group recoiled, as if Patience was covered in horsemark and likely to smear it on the gauzy white muslin of her gown. The trio picked up their skirts and disappeared through the glass doors, back to the ball in a huff, noses in the air. Good riddance. Patience sighed, going emotionally limp, while regret for her ugly words remained sour on her tongue. She shouldn't have stooped to their level. Why couldn't she simply have ignored them? She'd spent years silently enduring such remarks, going back as far as she could remember. "That girl is as big as a cottage." The speaker always followed the statement by laughter, as if he were the soul of wit. As if Patience hadn't heard the joke already, ad nauseam. As if she weren't bathed in sickly shame by the words. As if she was supposed to laugh, too. That might have been the worst of all. In the name of good manners, the defects of others were never mentioned. As if they didn't exist. Her so-called defect was considered fodder for one and all to do with what they pleased. Why? She'd never given them permission. "Patience will have to sit by herself on one side of the carriage. Nobody can squeeze onto the bench with her. Do you think she'll break the springs?" Then laughter. "No, of course she can't ride a horse. She'll hurt the poor creature." Invariably, laughter again. "Don't look like that, Patience. Come on now. Can't you take a joke?" Patience stared out into the night. It did no good to feel sorry for herself, but the pain lurked dangerously close to the surface. All the old hurts, the injustices and indignities, the wishes, the prayers. She tried to reduce, about 1,000 times. Invariably someone would say, "Oh, Patience, you're going to be so pretty when you're slim." And she would feel proud, right up until the point she found herself devouring a whole cake, alone and helpless, and once again awash with secret shame in the knowledge she was letting everyone down. Why wasn't Patience good enough now? If nobody ever loved her because of her size, well, that would be too bad. She had her family. They loved her. Besides, many women went through life without knowing what it was like to have a man inside them. Spinsters. Nuns. All right. That wasn't what she wanted. But if that was what was in store for her, she would have to accept it. Wouldn't she? Men paid women to open their legs for them. Did it work in reverse? Were there men a woman could pay to fornicate with them? Not the male analogue to the poor creatures and the seedy goings-on down by the docks. Something better. It seemed a reasonably good idea. She could save her pin money. But how would one discover how to go about such a thing? Bother it. She should have gone with her first instinct and stayed home tonight, with her feet up before the fire and her nose in a book. Her thoughts fled as a dark figure emerged from the shadows. The air around her vibrated with the sheer force of his presence. Her hair stood on end. Tall. Surely that was the first thing anyone would notice about such a man. Large, but not like she was large. Broad in the upper body, tapering to a perfectly lean waistline. Once, when she was just shy of 22, she'd sought quiet refuge from a noisy social gathering and happened upon 2 people coupling on the floor of the library. It had changed her world. The woman's legs wide open, her thighs bare above her.